markings on, so you know, basically it's important to know what side's of the back and then where the shoulder seam. That does not seem right. That feels like it's in the wrong spot, and I feel like that's the reason why I'm struggling. Let's see. No, that's right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my right sides together, and I always compulsively lay it out like this so I can see my right sides before I reach through and grab my sleeve. I had an issue. Oh yeah, shoot. I had an issue. I'll pin it in and then I'll have to go press these. My sleeve was it was very wrinkly. So I basted it in because my spidey senses were tingling. So I've basted the sleeve in once already today. I have since opened up my side seams a little bit. I have not opened up my shoulder seam. That's my last resort. It will affect where it sits on me, so I'm kind of hesitant to open this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my notches and pin it in place. What's my glasses? There we go. So I'm looking at my notches, making sure I line those up. I pin along my seam allowance, and then this, I feel like this is too far one way, too far to the back, so I'm going to give myself a 1/2 inch on this notch because I just feel like it's in the wrong place, because it was too hard to get the sleeve in the other time. Making sure my cut edges are even. I like to do 2 pins at seam allowances so it just holds it together better. Now, line up these notches. I've shifted that so it's a little off now too. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. And that's fine. Actually, the sleeve looks like it's going to fit in no problem. With all of the easing that I did and letting out my seams. Before, when I was doing it earlier, it was more like this, where I had about that much to ease in. So by giving myself that extra in the armpit area, so I let my seams out, my underarm seams out, so I have basically a 1/2 inch each, so I have a total of 1 inch. I have solved my problems. So this sleeve looks like it fits, is going to fit well. I have about that much of ease, and that is a-okay for the camera. Yeah. Questions about how to do this. Make sure your notches are marked not only on your body, but on your sleeve, and clearly. That will solve about 25% of your problems. Right? So make sure your notches are all very clear before you go and set your sleeve. And so if this was, I will continue doing it if you would like to see the full scope. I'm just going to go ahead now and kind of pull. And I like to jiggle it a little. And I'll work my hands in and make it flat and pin. So pinning to the middle first. So I pin on my extreme sides. Now I'm going to pin in the middle. I always pin by halves. Now I'm going to do that same jiggle, and I'm going to pin it here. I just like to do that just to make sure it stretches it a wee bit just to fit them together. Again, I'm just going to, oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, this is, I give myself less heartache by fixing it like that. So I'm just going to keep going to the middle, making sure everything's pinned in. Whoa. Okay. Now I'm going to move it over here. Oops, I forgot one. And I'm going to pin this side. Same thing, stretching it out. Yeah. Coming to the middle. There's a bit of ease that needs to happen here, so I'm just gonna again pull, grab in the middle, and yeah. Questions? Feel free to start working.